How can you be sure that your homeschool kids are learning everything that they should? That's a really common question. Let's talk about it. I have quite a few other videos about this. I recommend and discuss the what your child should know, what your first graders should know, what your second graders should know. They're by E.D. Hirsch. Those are a really good book series that gives you a general idea. Also, I've talked about finding out what the scope and sequence is for your school district if you are looking to send your kids back, like post-COVID. So you can find out what it is that they're learning in your grade and then make sure that you're doing a curriculum that tracks with that. I would say generally, if you go ahead and get a curriculum that's already designed for you, the curriculum developers have already done this work of saying, here's what a second grader should be learning, generally speaking. So this is why I recommend, if you're a brand new homeschooler, that you get something that's kind of just out of the box, because that's going to have already done all the thinking for you. Yes, you might not love every single bit of it, but you're literally never going to know what you're going to love until you begin, and then you find out this is working and this needs some fine tuning, and then you go from there and future years. So you just need to get started and trust the program that you're in. That's the one thing. The other thing is you do have the option of standardized testing. And I know a lot of people kind of complain about standardized testing in the school districts, but homeschoolers often find this to be a useful tool at the end of their school year to know if their kids are on track, to know if there's any gaps that they would like to address. It doesn't even necessarily mean that like anything is a problem. Like for instance, I have a friend who told me like one year her kids scored very poorly in map skills, and she just knew like, oh, that's true. We hadn't really done map stuff. So she just added it to the list for the next year of, yeah, let's learn about maps. So it doesn't necessarily serve as a judgment on your homeschooling. It can just serve as a tool to tell you, yes, this is going great. We're on track. Here's something that we want to address and that is perhaps behind their age mates that would be going to school. So that's a really good system. If you are in a homeschool group, you probably have somebody that's organizing standardized testing. There's a variety of different ones. So you'll have to just ask around about that. If you're in a Facebook group for homeschool parents in your state, ask if there's anybody that is planning for standardized testing in the spring. That can be a real great source of comfort for you to know that you're on track.